last lecture we are discussing the dual spaces. We will denote this by x dash. So, let x be a norm space, then the set of all bounded linear functionals defined on X forms a vector forms a norm space under the norm H supremum mod of f x over norm x when the x belongs to the domain of f and x is not equal to 0, and this is a same as supremum mod of x when x belongs to the domain of f and norm of x is equal to 1. So, in fact, the operation addition and scalar multiplication will be the same as we have discussed in the operator, and this forms a norm space. This set of all boundary linear functional defined on X we denoted by x dash and is called the dual space of X. So, this is denoted by x dash denoted by x dash and is called the dual space of X. Okay. So, basically this is X dual space X dash. It is a particular case of the Bx by. What is the Bx by? Bx by, if you remember, it is the set of those operator T where T is a mapping from X to Y, is a bounded linear operator defined from one norm space to another norm space, and this forms a norm under the same norm T as defined norm of mod T x over norm T x over norm x, etc. Now, Y is a norm space. In place of this Y, if I write either R or C, then this is the linear functional, a bounded linear functional defined from X to R or C. So, B x R, we are denoting this by x dash, and we have seen already that this class is a Banach space if Y is Banach, is it not? That we have already proved. The set of all boundary linear functional from one norm space to another is a Banach space if Y is a Banach space. So, here in place of Y we are choosing R or C. So, what R and C, they are complete space. So, obviously x dash will be a complete norm space, that is a dual of a norm space is always a Banach space. So, that is the dual of a norm space X is always a Banach space, clear, and this follows from there. So, that is the one property. Now, in order to find out or investigate the duals of various spaces, what we do is we use the concept of the isomorphism. That is, if any space X is given and we are interested in finding the dual of this, then we will try to establish a relation gamma or some C from x dash to that space, say S, okay, which is 1 1 on 2, and preserve the norms. Then we say these two spaces are basically identical spaces, they differ only so far the nature of the points are concerned, but for other point of view they are the same. Metric property remains the same because the norms are same. Therefore, these two spaces are the carbon copy of the same. So, when we say the x dash is isomorphic to S, it means the dual of x is nothing but S. So, that is our concept. So, in order to investigate the dual of a space, we first identify the set and a mapping which can be a isomorphic mapping from that x to the space chosen. Okay. And once it is established, then we say the dual of that space is the particular S. For example, here say if I choose x equal to L 1, then we will show that dual of L 1 is nothing but L infinity. That is, if we or we will be able to get a mapping from the dual of L 1 to L infinity, which is 1 on 2 bijective and the norms are pressure. Clear? So, this L 1 dual and L infinity both are isomorphic spaces. So, L 1 dual is nothing but the L infinity. Similarly, we go for the other. So, main idea is establishing this dual, investigation of the dual requires the concept of the isomorphism in norm space.
So, what is L 1 and L 2?
That way. L 1 means L 1 is the space set of those sequences x, infinite sequences, such that sigma of mod xi I is 1 to infinity is finite. This is the L 1 space. L infinity space is the set of those sequences, infinite sequences xi such that supremum of mod xi over I is finite, while C naught is the set of those sequences xi I is 1 to infinity such that xi this sequence tends to 0 as I tends to infinity, or convergent sequence converging to 0. Similarly, C is the sequence class of those sequences which converges to limit point L to L, and Rn is the set of those n points which are the n tuples such that n tuples, set of all n tuples where xi's are real. Set of all n tuples means point in the n dimensional plane. This is Rn. Cn is the point in the n dimensional plane of Cn where points are complex number like this. So, here Rn Cn and Lp 1 is less than p less than infinity. Lp is the set of those sequences, infinite sequences I is 1 to infinity such that sigma of mod xi power p I is 1 to infinity is finite. Okay. Now, these spaces we have already discussed. These are the norm space. The corresponding norm spaces, these are all norm spaces, and corresponding norms are defined as norm of x L 1 is nothing but sigma of mod xi I is 1 to infinity. This is the norm of x L 1. Here the norm of this x L infinity, this is the norm defined as the supremum of mod xi over I. In fact, we can also write this thing set of all sequences which are bounded, that is the same as the supremum is finite. Okay. And here the norm of this thing is defined in terms of as if it is a norm of infinity. So, norm of C naught is the same as norm of infinity, because C naught is a subclass of L infinity. And then Rn, here the norm is defined as sigma xi I whole square I is 1 to n and under root. Okay. x1 is xi1 square plus xi2 square plus xin square and raised to the power half. And here the norm of x LP is defined as sigma mod xi power p, I is 1 to infinity raised to the power 1 by p, okay, raised to the power 1 by p. So, that way we can say that this L1 is a norm space under this norm LP sum. We are interested in finding the duals of, to find the duals of Rn, L1, LP, L infinity, etcetera, etcetera. Okay? Dual of this, dual of L1, Rn. In fact, this is a general practice. Whenever we define any space, a collection of the point together with certain operation, addition, multiplication and the norm, as soon as we get the norm space, then we try to find what is its dual. So, combination of the space with the dual is very much important, because with the help of the dual one can investigate so many other properties of x that we will come to know when we go for the reflexibility and separability and so many things can be related with the help of this duals form. Okay. So, we go further. Today we will discuss the duals of these spaces. Okay. Clear? So, first is the result or theorem, the dual of. Okay. Now, before starting the dual, let us see that little bit idea about this isomorphism. Is it not? We have already defined the isomorphism, but let us say again an isomorphism of a norm space X, of a norm space X onto a norm space X delta. Suppose I take this is the norm and here is the norm defined as this dash. An isomorphism of a norm space X onto another norm space Y into a norm space Y is a bijective, linear mapping or operator, because it is a operator, bijective linear operator T from X to X delta, which preserves the norms, that is the norm of T x under this norm is the same as norm of x when the x belongs to capital X, for all x belongs to this. So, an isomorphism is a 1:1 onto mapping, a linear mapping which preserve the norms, clear, and here the T x is the norm of x star and x under the norm of x. So, that these two spaces are said to be isomorphic. Okay. And now, this concept will be used in investigating the dual of this. So, first result is the dual space of R n is R n. The dual space of R n is R n. Now, what is R n? R n is a set of those points x which are n tuples of real numbers. So, this is a finite dimensional norm space or vector space, finite dimensional norm space. Okay. And we know in case of the finite dimensional norm space, any linear operator is bounded. We know in case of finite dimensional norm space, a linear operator on X, finite dimensional norm space X, a linear operator on X is always bounded. Is always bounded. Okay. So, if we take the dual of this R n, this is the dual of R n, dual of R n, that is R n dash. What is this? This is nothing but a bounded linear functionals, bounded linear functionals, but in case of the finite space, the linear operator is always bounded. So, will it not be the same as R n star, that is the algebraic dual of R n. Algebraic dual means set of all linear functional defined on R n. It forms a vector space, it forms the norm space, and we say it is a algebraic dual of this. Is it not? So, in case of the finite dimensional space, the dual space, the set of bounded linear of functional will give the same set as the set of linear functional. Therefore, in order to prove that R n dual, we will simply establish for the algebraic dual. We will show the algebraic dual of R n star is nothing but R n, because both are identical. So, basically required to prove is that R n dash, which is already equal to R n star, is nothing but R n. Clear? That is our M. All is isomorphic to R n. This dual is isomorphic to R n. So, we have to establish a mapping from R n star to R n, which is 1 1 on 2 and preserve the norms. So, that is okay. Now, let us take, let x belongs to R n and f is a point in R n dash. So, it is a bounded linear functional. So, f will be a point in R n star, algebraic dual. X is in R n. So, x can be written as sigma xi ei, I is 1 to n, where E1, E2, En, this is the basis for x, because x is finite dimensional. So, basis for R n, I am sorry, this is basis for R n, because we are dealing with R n. It is a finite dimensional. So, E1, E2, n will be basis for this. F is a linear bounded linear functional. So, it is a same as the linear functional, So, we can write the f of x. So, we can say f of x equal to f of sigma I is 1 to n xi I e I, and that will be the same as sigma I is 1 to n xi I f of e I, which is I am writing gamma I, where gamma I is equal to f of e I. gamma I is f of E I. Okay. Is it correct or not? Now, if I take mod of x, then mod of x will be less than equal to sigma mod of x I mod of gamma I is 1 to n. Now, apply the Cauchy-Schwarz inequality. So, by Cauchy-Schwarz inequality, we can say mod of f x is less than equal to sigma mod x I square I is 1 to n under root into under root sigma I equal to 1 to n mod gamma I square. Is it okay? By Schwarz inequality, sigma of x n by n is less than equal to sigma x n square power half plus sigma y n square into sigma y n square power half. X is a point in R n. Okay. So, what is the norm of x? The norm of x we have already defined R n is this way. Clear? So, basically this part is nothing but norm x. So, we can say this is equal to norm of x into sigma of this I is 1 to n gamma I square mod will because positive. So, it is like this. Okay. Gamma I. Is it correct or not? So, take the supremum. Therefore, mod of f x over norm x supremum over all such x will be less than equal to sigma I is 1 to n gamma I square power half. Let it be 1. But this supremum, is it not the same as norm of f? By definition, x belongs to domain of f, x is not equal to 0. So, it is the norm of f. So, norm of f is less than equal to this. Clear? But norm f is also greater than equal to mod of f say E I gamma I, okay, and let it be gamma k, okay, gamma I over norm of gamma I, norm of gamma I, that is what is this is meaning f x is sigma x I gamma I. Okay. I am putting x to be same as gamma I, x to be same as gamma I sequence. So, let it be sequence gamma I, okay, where x I am replacing by a sequence gamma I is 1 to n, okay, or let it be clear from here. Once you start with this R n dual, yeah, we have started with this R n dual. Now, we have taken a point x in R n, and then when we operate f, you are getting a gamma I. So, basically what you are getting is, so corresponding to each, corresponding to x, we are getting a C which is gamma 1, gamma 2, gamma n. Will it be okay or not? If x is given, then will you not get gamma 1, gamma 2, gamma n as a point f of e? So, corresponding to x we are getting x I n, we are getting this, okay. Corresponding to f, sorry, not x, f is x is fixed, f, because f decide the gamma I, gamma f of E I is gamma I, So, corresponding to f we are getting the gamma 1, gamma 2, gamma n like this. So, this C will be a point in R n. Why? Why it is in R n? Because it is n tuples. So, it is in R n. So, here this norm is the suprema is taken for all f x where x belongs to R n. Therefore, we can replace this by C. So, C is this. So, if I replace this by C, then it becomes greater than equal to this, and by definition this is equal to sigma gamma I square, I is 1 to n over sigma gamma I square under root, and that becomes sigma gamma I square, I is 1 to n under root, which is equal to, let it be 2. Okay. So, if we combine 1 and 2, what you get? Norm f equal to this. Okay. Norm f equal to this. So, we get from, because norm f is greater than this, norm f is less than this. So, we are getting norm of f is greater.
Sir, it is clear that we can replace the
X by C.
X by C.
Okay.
But why the now why f is greater than equal to that?
By, because what is the f? Norm f is the sup. Supremum is taken for all x.
All X.
So, it means if I replace any x, just if I remove supremum, then this will be greater than equal to value at particular point, because so many points are there and you are choosing the supremum among them. So, supremum will be the largest value. So, it will be greater than or equal to the value of the function at a particular point, and that particular point is nothing but C. So, we are getting. So, that is okay. So, we are getting this clear and this. So, now what we get it from here is the norm f equal to norm C. Okay. So, now let us combine this. We have started with the R n dual. An element we have chosen in R n dual, which gives you an element C, which is gamma I is 1 to n, an element of R n. Okay. Such that norm of f equal to norm of C. So, norms is preserved, is it not? Norm is preserved. A mapping, this is a mapping which transform f to C. Corresponding to f we get C, because gamma I is equal to f of E I. So, gamma I depends on f. So, corresponding to each f we can get the gamma I, that is we can get C. Vice versa, if I get the C, it means we are getting gamma I. Gamma I means the corresponding function is known, because gamma is known, this is known, the corresponding function is. So, we can always get a 1 to 1 correspondence, this is 1 1 and on 2 mapping, which preserve the norms. Therefore, these two species are isomorphic. Okay. Once they are isomorphic, so the dual of this R n is R n. Is clear? So, that is. Now, second be the next result, the dual of space of L 1 is L infinity. L 1, or we can write, I think L 1 we have defined that way. Oh, so let it be this, not this. Okay. Dual of L 1 is L infinity. So, again the same trick is there. We will identify the mapping which is 1 1 on 2 and preserve the norms. Then this. So, L 1 dual will be L 1. So, let us take, let E 1, E 2, E n and so on be the Soudal basis for L1. Let even E2n be the Soudal basis, where what is En? En is 0 0 0 1 0 0 0. This forms a Soudal base for L1. Okay. So, any element of L1, so x belongs to L1 can be represented
So the nth value is 1.
huh?
Nth value is 1.
Nth value is 1. This is the nth point, okay, and rest are 0. Represented as sigma xi k e k, k is 1 to infinity. This is the representation of this. Okay. We wanted to dual of L1 is L infinity. So, let us pick up an element in L1 dual. So, let f belongs to L1 dual, dual space of L1. So, f is a bounded linear functional, that is f is a bounded linear functional, bounded linear functional. Therefore, f of x, we can write f of sigma xi k e k, k is 1 to infinity. This will be equal to sigma xi k, k is 1 to infinity, f of e k. So, which I am writing gamma k, where gamma k means stands for f of e k. So, again what we have seen is that this gamma k is uniquely determined by f. So, if f is known, gamma k's are known, therefore, the corresponding sequence gamma 1, gamma 2, gamma n is known. So, for f will give you the gamma, which is gamma 1, gamma 2, gamma n. Is it okay? Clear? All we can say C. If you do
Up to gamma infinity.
up to infinity. Okay. So, for each f we can identify the gamma. What is this? Whether it belongs to L infinity or not, that is to be identified. Now, if we take from 1, in this case put x equal to gamma k e k, x equal to e k. So, when you take x equal to e k, the image of this f of e k mod of this is equal to what? When x is equal, rest of thing will be 0. So, here only you are getting what? By definition, this is less than equal to norm of f into norm of e k, as f is bounded. By definition of bounded linear, f of x is less than norm f into norm, but e k norm is 1. So, basically this is norm of f. Clear? And what is this? Is it not the same as mod gamma I? You take if x equal to e k. So, xi k will be 1 only when xi k is equal to means this value will be only what? Gamma k only, because x equal to xi 1, xi 2, xi n only, means this x is e k, means this is equal to what? This is equivalent to 0 0 0 and 1 here 0 0 0. So, 1 is the kth place and rest is 0. So, xi k will be 1 and rest will be 0. So, only you are getting gamma k. Clear? So, gamma k will be this. Therefore, supremum of gamma k over k is finite. This shows that a sequence gamma which is gamma k is 1 to infinity must be a point of L infinity. The L infinity is the class of those sequences which are finite. This is not bounded. So, it is finite, this is finite. So, we have established one thing, that for each f we can find a point in L infinity. Okay? That is, every bounded linear functional we can identify a point in L infinity. Now, let us take the converse. If a point in L infinity is given, then with the help of that point we can also identify a point in dual, then there will be a one to one correspondence. Okay? So, let us take the on the other end, for every sequence or every point B which is beta k of L infinity, we can obtain, it's okay, just okay, obtained a corresponding, we can obtain a corresponding bounded linear functional G on L1 In fact, if we define L1, define G of x, define G on L1 as G of x is sigma xi k beta k, k is 1 to infinity, then this G is linear and bounded. Why? We have started with beta k, a point in L infinity, where the beta k is a point in L infinity, x is a point in L1. We are defining a functional G on L1 as g x equal to this, and we claim that this G will be linear and bounded. Why? Because G is linear follows from this alpha x plus beta y, alpha x plus beta x 1. This will be equal to what? Sigma k equal to 1 to infinity. Only changes come here, alpha xi k plus beta xi k dash and beta k, is it not? If x dash equal to x 1 is equal to xi k, so this is where x is xi k, x 1 is xi k 1 dash, both are the points in L1. So, alpha x plus beta xi 1 means this point, this sequence multiplied by beta k. So, this can be written as which is less than equal to, or which is equal to alpha into sigma beta k plus beta sigma xi k beta k, and that is equal to alpha into g x plus beta into g x dash x 1. You please check, it is okay. So, G is linear, means replace this x by a linear combination, correspondingly the change will come here, that is this one, and then just addition. So, it will now G is bounded. So, consider the mode of G x, mode of G x, this will be less than equal to sigma k equal to 1 to infinity mod of xi k mod of beta k. But what is beta k? Beta k is in L infinity. So, supremum of beta k is finite. So, it is further less than equal to supremum of mod beta k into sigma of this part. K is 1 to infinity. Okay. But this is nothing but norm of x and this is a constant. So, this will be equal to norm of x into this supremum value over k. Okay. So, g of x is less than equal to some constant time norm x, therefore, g is bounded. And this is a bounded linear functional on L1. So, this implies g belongs to L1 dual, because it is a bounded linear functional. So, it must be a point of L1. So, corresponding to a point in L infinity, we can always find a point in L1 dual. So, there is a one to one correspondence. Now, if this mapping preserve the norms, then both are identical. Okay. So, next we see the norm. What is the norm of, to show norm of f equal to norm of gamma, where this is the norm gamma, where gamma is gamma 1 and so on. Okay. This preserve the norm. So, this is the norm on L infinity and here it is the norm of dual L1 dual. Okay. So, norm on L1 dual. Now, how will you go? Consider mod of f x. This is equal to sigma xi k gamma k, k is 1 to infinity, which is less than equal to supremum of gamma k into mod of gamma k, of course, into sigma of mod xi k. But this is the norm. So, this is less than equal to norm of x into supremum of mod gamma k. Divide by norm, therefore, mod f x over norm x supremum over x is less than equal to supremum of mod a gamma k. Clear? Okay. And earlier we have seen also this part. This part we have seen gamma k, mod of gamma k is less than equal to norm. So, this part we have seen, say 1 star. Okay. So, if I take star and this combination, because this is our norm f. So, 1 and star will shows that norm of f equal to norm of gamma. Clear? So, a mapping can be defined from L1 dual to L infinity. A mapping can be defined from L1 to dual which transfer f to gamma such that norm of f equal to norm of gamma. It is 1 1 and on 2. So, these two species are isomorphic. These are all isomorphic species. Therefore, dual of this L1 is L infinity. Okay. Now, we go for LP. Yes. Okay. Now, in case of the LP, the lines of proof is the same, except the part where we wanted to show the X gamma, because here gamma 1 gamma 2 gamma n, unless the supremum is finite, you cannot say it is point L infinity. So, the corresponding to f, when you are getting a gamma, that sequence has to be shown in LP, is it not? LQ, LP or LQ, whatever, dual of LP is LQ. So, we have to prove that this sequence belongs to LQ. So, that portion only the proof will differ and rest of the things will be the identical. So, I will just give in nutshell what is the outlines of the proofs, otherwise it goes each one. Okay. So, next result is theorem, the dual space of LP where 1 is less than p less than infinity is LQ, okay, where Q is the conjugate of P, that is 1 by P plus 1 by Q is 1. So, that is our proof is same, lines of proof. First, E1, E2, En be the Soudal basis for a, let Ek be the Soudal basis for LP, or Ek be the Soudal, let this is true. Okay. So, Ek be the Soudal basis for LP, or LP has a Soudal basis Ek, where Ek is defined as 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0, kth place it is 1 and rest are 0. So, E1, E2, En, these are the, this forms a Soudal basis for forms, k forms, in place of B let it write forms, Soudal basis for them. So, any element x belongs to LP can be written as x as sigma xi Ek, k is 1 to infinity. Okay. Now, let us choose a point in LP dual space of LP. So, this is a bounded linear, f is bounded linear functional. Okay. Let us see. Therefore, when you define the image of x under f, then it is automatically, because of the linear property, it will come like this, k equal to 1 to infinity xi k gamma k, where gamma k is the f of Ek. Again, this gamma k can be determined uniquely by f and we get this one. Okay. So, let it be 1. Now, from here we wanted to show this sequence gamma 1 gamma 2 gamma n belongs to LQ. So, here this trick is that we have to choose a particular values of x in LP. So, how we will choose? Let Q be the conjugate of P, FP, and consider now consider xn sequence as xi k n with xi k n is equal to mod gamma k power q divided by gamma k. If k is less than equal to n and gamma k is not 0, otherwise you put it 0 or gamma k is 0. Let us define this. We are choosing this sequence x n, clear? Means first n terms are like this. The first term is gamma 1 power q by gamma 1 and so on, other term like this, and rest after this it is 0. So, we claim that this sequence x I n is a point in LP. Why? Because these are finite terms only. So, sum will be finite, is it not? Because this is a finite sequence, this is a finite sequence, only finite number terms are 0, non-zero, rest are 0. So, sum of this series will always be convergent. So, whether power p or any number you get. So, it is a point of LP. Therefore, we can replace x by this number. So, x f of x n, we can write it now sigma x I k n e k and gamma k, sorry, this gamma k is 1 to infinity. But 1 to infinity means it is reduced to 1 to n only, because up to n and rest are 0. So, it is k equal to 1 to n and then replace x I n by this. So, gamma k gets cancelled and we get gamma k power q. Okay. Is it clear? Let it be equation 2. Now, since f is bounded linear functional, so by definition mod of x n is less than equal to norm of f into norm of x n, and this is equal to norm of f. Norm x n means it is a point in LP. So, norm of LP will come x I n power p raised to the power 1 by p. Okay. But this x I k n, when you substitute this value, you are getting norm of f sigma mod gamma k power q p minus q and then divided by this. So, gamma k over gamma k and rest power p, power p and rest to the power 1 by p. So, this becomes q p minus p or q p minus p. So, p can be taken q minus 1 into p. So, what we get it that this is equal to norm of f sigma mod gamma k power q minus 1 p raised to the power 1 by p. But q minus 1 into p is nothing but sigma gamma k, by definition 1 by p plus 1 by q is 1. This is q power 1 by p. Okay. And the right hand side f of x n, this is equal to, this part is equal to sigma of gamma k power q. So, divide by this. So, we get sigma mod gamma k power q raised to the power 1 minus 1 by p is less than equal to norm p, and this is 1 to n. Let n tends to infinity, this will come to the gamma k power q power 1 by q is less than equal to. So, this shows that gamma, which is gamma k, is in LQ. Okay. And rest of the things will be the same, clear, and rest is same.
Sir, only one point, sir.
How can?
Sir, in the previous case. The previous case of this case.
Okay.
Sir, from
Here
sir that equation
2,
and
this is
sir, how can
be a point in LP. No, this is because we wanted to show the gamma k be in that LQ. So, this is a particular case of the point. F can take any image of any point in LP. So, we want it to such a x so that it is in LQ. Okay.
Sir, if we take some of the different type of x,
Then it can be reduced to that form. This is so that it can be, because one can identify that sequence. Okay. So, thank you. You can discuss. You can come here and so.